All right, guys, this one's a little bit different, and I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, so maybe I just need to quit saying that. But this one is a touch different than normal for your episodes. A few weeks ago, I got together with Mr. Ty Wilson and decided that we were going to do a joint Facebook Live. Um, if you have not found Ty yet, he is big time on Facebook on here, doing a lot of good stuff as far as promoting and putting a positive outlook on the dog hunting community. He has his he does a Facebook Live. I think it's every Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, and it's called On the Chase Live with Ty Wilson. And props to him. He does a great job with it. He puts himself on the spot. It takes in questions, takes in people commenting, and just enjoys being out there with the dog. Enjoying. How do I say it? Entertaining. He's got a heck of a TikTok following, and he puts a good comedic spin on the dog hunting world, and I think that's stuff that we need. And I asked him if we could do a podcast together and do a Facebook Live. And originally it was supposed to be just a Facebook, and then it turned into a Facebook Live. And this is actually the recording from the Facebook Live. I took and saved the video and saved the recording and was able to get the audio from it. So you'll be able to listen to us conversate, talk on topics, answer questions that people were asking us. So if you missed it on the Facebook Live, now you get to listen here and enjoy it on here as well. And I hope y'all enjoy just as much as I enjoyed doing this episode. Y'all be sure, give my boy some love, Ty Wilson. Shoot him up on Facebook or look him up on TikTok. And like I said, I hope y'all enjoy. Let's get to it, guys.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Ewan McGregor stars as Count Alexander Rostov in A Gentleman in Moscow, the new limited series based on the best-selling novel. Stream it on March 29th with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Visit ParamountPlus.com to try it free.
Welcome, everybody, to the Hound's Tales podcast. This is your home for field trialing and deer dog hunting. It'll be stories and discussions on the world of dog hunting. So let's drop the gate, cast your hounds, and get ready for another episode of the Hound's Tales podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a second real quick and interrupt the show and talk about Cajun Lights. They have jumped on board to support the Hound's Tales podcast and the field trialing community. You got nighttime field trials coming up. I know I do in my series, Pleasure Running at Night. When you need to catch that next crossing, put your trust in Cajun Lights. Cajun Lights is made in America product out of North Carolina who has been in business for over 25 years. They make cap style and bucket hat headlamps to free up that extra hand for your voice recorder or for your GPS. There are three main lights I want to focus on real quick. The first is the Micro Gator, which is the lightweight option. It has 4 brightness levels and 4 color options, including red for us field trialers. Rated at 50 to 60 hours of battery life on the highest setting, this is your flood style lamp that'll do really good for us out in the fields in the short brush and be able to help us get in front of those crossings. Next up is the Cajun Bayou, which is the next step up, and it includes the same number of colors and brightness levels, but it packs a much bigger punch on that brightness level, so you can catch those crossings way down the path when you got a long road to cover. And last but not least is the top level Cajun Blinder. It has a main beam light with 4 levels of brightness and includes a walking light, and even with a light this bright, the burn life on it is rated at 5 to 6 hours on the highest setting. There's no chance of missing a dog with a light like this one, folks. All their lights come with a 2-year warranty and a lifetime labor warranty. And these guys are excited to get into our sport, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all be sure if you see me at a hunt, come ask me about them. I'll have one of each of these lights on hand to show you and let you put it on your head and kind of experience it. Show these guys some love, guys. Y'all, please go visit their website at CajunLights.com, and their phone number is 888-773-3080. Thank you, Cajun Lights, for all you do and for trying to get into this sport. Like I said, guys, let's show them some love. Let's get back to the show, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, we on now.
I guess I had to switch to the phone instead of the iPad. I wish we would have known that 20 minutes ago. 20 seconds.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, I'm sorry about that, guys. I guess we should have done a test run before we got started on this thing, huh? Dang. What's up, man? I appreciate you hanging in there.
Hey, I appreciate you allowing me for being on this tonight.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Oh, man. Gosh, that was interesting. I guess we're gonna have to be we're gonna have to kind of watch these comments too and answer some of these questions that are gonna be coming in.
Most definitely.
Try to find me a good camera angle here. Oh man. There we go. All right, guys. So this is something a little different that I kind of hit. Me and Ty been talking about getting him on the podcast for a while, and we were back and forth a lot about getting on there, and we had a time set up to do it today, and we was going to record, and I was like, man, that would be that'd be kind of cool to do a Facebook Live. He's been doing these things. You do them almost once a week, don't you?
Every Sunday, every Thursday, just about.
That's what I thought so. I thought you were on here all the time doing that stuff, man. It's really cool. If nobody has watched what he's doing, if any of y'all that are on here haven't watched what he's doing, man, y'all really need to go on there. He does great stuff. You're a trip to listen to. That ain't no lie. I love watching you, man.
Appreciate it, Jay.
I ran some dogs last night and worked all day today, so I'm gonna try to match your energy on this one. It's gonna be struggling.
Hey, it's all right.
Right. So, man, I'm gonna try to watch these questions as they're coming in, and we'll kind of talk with some of these guys too while we're doing this thing, man. But one of the biggest questions I got: where did that kennel name come from?
Wow. So I was in another kennel, and we didn't work, and it just fell out. And so when I was a kid, I used to always say, my mama said I can't do this, or my mama said I can't come over there. My mama said this, or still to this day, I tell people, no, my mama said that ain't right. So people always say, that's that boy right there that always said his mama said something, so it stuck with me.
That's perfect. That is perfect. I love it. I've been wondering that the entire time. I was like, man, that's got to be a good story behind that. That's perfect.
Most definitely.
I love it. So, just kind of for those that are on here, that don't know you, kind of tell everybody, where you're from, who you are, all that kind of good stuff, man. Give us a little background on you.
All right. Well, for the ones that don't know, for the ones that do know, I never really properly introduced myself on live anyway, so I guess there's no better time to do it.
There you go.
My name is Ty Wilson. I'm from Chase City, Virginia, born and raised, grew up. I'm a diehard deer hunter. I'm a diehard outdoor enthusiast. I'm a diehard houndsman. I'm a diehard hound activist, if that's the word.
I like it.
I fight for you, me, and everybody else who got a pack of hounds, from deer dogs to rabbit dogs. I don't care if you got a dog that run mice. If we all got to stick together. But
that's right. They might have run mice. What are they like? Be a little Jack Russell, wouldn't it?
Right.
I love it. That's awesome. No, like I said, man, and I love watching everything. Every time I watch, I try to tune in as much as I can, and
Right.
watch these things. And man, every time It's good stuff. It's good quality stuff. You carry yourself very well. I really do appreciate what you're doing on here, man. And
Thank you,
it's
thank you.
it, it's really good stuff. So how long have you been a houndsman then, man? How long have you been doing this? Has it been a lifetime thing, or did you get into it later in life?
Man, I've been messing with hounds, and I was a kid. I know I don't think I was in school. I was out there feeding dogs and running behind my granddaddy. I remember the first time I went hunting. People said, "How you remember that?" I said, something like that. I'll never forget. We had a store in Trade City called Maxway,
Okay.
and they had fake guns, and they went and got me a fake shotgun, and I went hunting. I was probably 4 or 5, and ever since then I was hooked.
Hooked to it.
Hooked.
Then you had to step up to the BB gun after the fake gun, right?
Went straight to the BB gun, 410, 20 gauge, and the rest
Stepping
was history.
them up. Stepping them up.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, and so what did you say that was your dad? Is that what you said that got you into it?
Oh, my granddad. My granddad.
Granddaddy.
My granddad.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. What kind of dogs did y'all run?
Man, and granddaddy had a mix of everything. And that's what I always tell people. Granddaddy had man, he had some dogs that looked like Dalmatians. He had pit bulls crossed with fox walkers and coon stock crossed with this, man. It was crazy, man. You never knew what was on there. He just and crazy part, like I tell people now, he knew what they did. There was some track minded deer dogs. That's all there was to him.
That's it. I think it was me and Sky. I think we had that that kind of conversation, that podcast I did with him. And in those days, man, and that's how I was raised. That's my dad's deer dogs. My grandpa, you don't know what the heck they were. They were dogs that would jam a freaking deer. That's all that mattered. That's all that mattered, man. It was such a, I love this field trial stuff. I absolutely love it. But man, going back to that relaxed time of just not caring who the breeder was, man, that's off of my stuff. That's off of, Billy's stuff from down the road.
Yep.
I love them two dogs. Let's put them together and make something crazy. And that's what it was, man.
Half the time, you didn't even know what the dog was bred to, and you just broke the puppies and raised them. So
that's it. Amy said pot lickers.
Pot liquor.
I love it. I love it. Excuse me. So what made that transition? How you I know you just did some field trial, and I seen you hit a lick this past weekend.
Yeah. So running dogs and deer hunting is in my family.
Right.
But my family is so closed-minded with it. So it's just deer hunting. That's it. It's just deer hunting. When deer season over with, put the dogs up, we'll start running again in September. That's
right.
It.
Yep.
But I always had an interest in field trial. I always had an interest in fox pens, coyote pens. I always had an interest in that. But my family didn't. I'm gonna be honest, my family was 100% against it. It's like when you said running a dog in a fox pen, it's like you spat in their face.
Yeah.
So there was even my granddad. Before my granddad passed away, he did not believe in it. So I'm one of the first ones in my family who stepped outside the road and did it, and I did it, and I fell in love with it. So
right.
It's normal to us now. Like it's going to a fox pen is I'm gonna be honest with you. Some days I'd rather go run in the pen than go deer hunt. That's just me.
I'm with you, man. Because man, you had the same kind of backing, man. Like legit, like if you mentioned it, I was like that. I was like that because I was raised like that, man. It was just embedded into my head. It was like, oh man, you put a dog in a fox pen, you're going to ruin it. You're going to ruin that dog, man. And then go ahead.
If you would have caught me 5 years ago, I would have said that. I said, I'm not running a fox pen. It's stupid. You're going to ruin the dog. The dog going to run the road. 5 years ago, I would have said that.
Right.
Today, you say a fox pen will ruin a dog. I said no. The owner ruined the dog.
Right.
So
I'm 100% with you. 100% with you. You know, and that's a conversation I always have with people that, you know, aren't running 2 packs or, you know, are doing something like that. I tell them, you know, especially if you want to keep them true on the outside, man, I'm
yeah,
all about the 1 or 2 times in the pen and put them back on the outside.
yeah,
Get them
most
back
definitely.
out there. Man, it keeps them so true. God, it keeps
Yeah,
them true.
most definitely.
But when did you get into the pens?
Last year.
Last
Uh,
year, no kidding.
first time running the pen was September last year. I went to Bay Bush.
Okay.
First pen I ever been in. Didn't know what to expect. Never seen a coyote inside a pen. Did not know nothing. Um, Went there with last year was my first pack of dogs, puppies on my own. Not with a kennel partner, not with another group, but me, my wife, and the help of my father-in-law. Us three, it was my very own pack of puppies. And like always, my family, they didn't believe in breaking pens.
Yep.
So I said, I'm going to send mine to a breaking pen. I
Right.
sent them to the breaking pen, brought them back home, warned them, antibiotics, got them back healthy. You know, you run them down at the breaking pen. So got them
Right.
back together. So I got one of my buddies, he run the pens all the time. So he's like, look, man, let's go to the pen, let's run.
Yeah.
And I took the pen, and they was flat out rolling. And when I was just hooked ever since then, ever since
Yep.
I walked through Bay Bush and heard that chase, and it was just a different sound when they was running that coyote. And it was just music. I loved it.
Right. It's something about a flat out roar that just, man, it's crazy. It is
Most
crazy.
definitely.
It is nuts, man. Like I'll never. Well, see, you know, when I got started doing this, you know, in the field trial inside, you know, like I said, like we were just talking about, you know,
Yeah.
I was born and raised deer dog hunter, and nobody could tell me different on do not send these things to the pen. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
And I was like, man, and then I got back from college. I had a set, and it was just like we talked about. You know, it was my dad's good dog and a dog he used to have way back in the day.
Right.
And it was, you know, it was one of those situations. And I bred them together, and man, the pack that I got at them was stupid. And I was like, man, I
Right.
kind of want to see, you know, my competitive side come out. I said, I want to see what these things are going to do. So I was like, all right, we're going to take him to an outside field trial. And I took one and placed, I think it was like 5th, if I remember right, at an outside. And then from then on, it was hooked. And all I wanted to do was do more and more and more and more and more and more and more.
Right. Hey, same way. You know,
Yep.
I placed one dog one time, and I was hooked to field trial.
That's it. That's it.
So,
So tell me about this dog you just placed last weekend.
oh man, the old man. Wow. Whoa, man. Actually, he's one of the first older dogs I had ever owned.
No kidding.
Man, he's off of TNT's Murder and TNT's Blackbird. We call him Tattoo. Man, he is a. How do I put him? Oh man, he's 5, finna turn 6 in like 3 months.
Okay.
He is a dog that you be like, I want to choke him out. But he also is a dog that you say, man, I'd never get rid of him.
Right.
You know, he both of them dogs, depending what day it is.
Yeah.
What day it is.
Right.
He's been a really good dog. Matter of fact, he was the first dog I ever placed in the field trial. I took him to Laconia Outside Hunt, the Southside Series. I placed him 17th.
Okay.
First time placed dog. Did it's every other weekend. So I took him the next following weekend they had a hunt. I placed him 15th.
Right.
Then I took him to Easter's. I didn't place him at Easter. I placed his sister at Easter. Then I took him again and placed him like 13th. So he's just been a dog that could get there, and in his mind, he don't care. As long as he can get to the front, he gonna get to the front. He don't care if he got to run over dogs, cut through the pine trees. He's gonna get there. And some people don't like that, but field trial, you got to have a dog that's sometimes like that, who's gonna get you there no matter
right
what. So
right. Nope, I'm with you. I don't know how you got a brindle dog that knows how to do that, but I mean,
Got quite a few that know how to do it.
I was having that conversation with a guy the other day. He's like, man, I love me a brindle dog. I said, golly, I can't believe you like a damn brindle dog.
Love 'em. My wife love them. I love them. Man, I love them.
So it looks like your wife goes with you a whole lot. Is she into this stuff?
What, man? Oh, man. My wife, I'm gonna tell you something. People always say Ty got fast dogs, Ty got fast. My wife has fast dogs. I see my wife make some grown men tear up. I don't see my wife make some grown men sell out.
No. I love it. I love it. So has she been doing this? Like, was that a family thing on her side too?
So she was just like me. Her
Okay.
family did it, but they didn't fox deer hunt. They just deer hunted. So me and her, we just stepped out on the road. We said either we gonna do it or we not. I said let's do it. And the way I was raised, my mama always taught me, be the best you can be. So still to the day, no matter what I do, I'm gonna do it best I can.
Right.
You know, and me and her, you know, we just said let's do it. Yeah. And she just got obsessed with it. Like she was like, I study pedigree, she studied pedigree. She knows this dog and that dog. Sometimes I gotta calm her down and like, hey, you need to slow down because she gets over competitive sometimes. So, but
you gotta
really like
you gotta keep her in check instead of she keeping you in check.
Man, it's crazy, man. You'll see her at a hunt and she'll get riled up and you be like, wow, that's a woman getting riled up like that, and that's Ty's wife. I'm like, that's my wife.
I love it.
She's riled up now.
Let's see. Destiny Talbot said, "Get tired of talking about some of them white dogs. What you got on them white dogs, man? Come on now."
Hey, I'm be honest. I brought my first white dog this year, and she's did good every outside hunt I've been to. So I can't say nothing bad about her.
Now, see, that's me and you because I'm a white dog man. I love me some white dogs now.
No. Red dogs and brindle dogs, all I ever liked.
Oh, golly, man.
A white dog, James, really?
Yes. White dog, man. James. White dog, love it.
Like my buddy Van Sykes, he loves white dog. He has every time me and Van see each other, I be like, Van, don't get none of my white, don't get none of your white on my brother. He's like, man, don't get none of your brother on my white. And like we just go back and forth like that, man. But I was like, man, like, no.
Come on now. That's funny because I just had this conversation with somebody this past week. I said, if you ever see a red dog or a brindle dog in my lots, that's a bad unit because he gonna have to be bad to eat my food.
And you know what? And I just said the same thing. If you see a white dog in my lots, they're a bad unit. And I'm gonna tell you, the white one I got, she hasn't failed me yet. And you know, she's a derby dog, but she gets stronger and stronger. And my wife went out and brought another white puppy. So we got two white dogs. The little mate is brindle though. So I brought the brindle little mate. She brought the white.
Okay, I got you. Let's see. Joey Ham said, Ty and James, do y'all like them B&B dogs?
I never owned one, so I couldn't really say what I like.
I tell you, man, I hate preaching to the choir, but I got some chromes, man.
Really?
I got some chromes, man. Look, let me tell you how I fell in love with some chromes. I judged, not last year, but the year before last, I judged the Dillsville Swamp down there at Billy Pools.
Right.
And you make mental notes as you're judging these hunts. Yeah. You see numbers like, man, that 10 dog was sharp, and I think it was number 10 at that hunt. I normally don't have numbers stick in my head like that, but man, there was a dog that hunt. I think it wore number 10. I was like, golly, man, that sucker is bad. He was, man, just dead on the track, ran with authority. I mean, was yanking these grown dogs around, a Derby dog, you know. Then it was like 7 or 8 other Derby dogs, and I was like, man, yeah. See, I knew Peyton would know. Peyton's got a freaking photographic memory on some numbers, man.
Yeah.
But man, that 10 dog was just deadly, and there was a bunch of other ones, and I was just making notes and making mental notes, and I went back and looked at all the breedings and all the dogs that placed that I had wrote down that I liked. Every single one of them was chrome.
Really?
Every single one of them was a chrome dog.
Wow.
Man, I tell you what, after that, I said, yeah, I got to put that in my program.
I had one dog off of Chrome. Not Chrome, out of B&B. It was out of B&B Top Gun.
Okay, yeah.
And it's my fault. I take blame for anything I do. Like I said, it's never the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault.
Mm-hmm.
He has never been on the outside. So the first place I took him was the outside.
Right.
So a dog that never been on the outside, you know, he just looking for he just looking for the chase straight out the box. He don't know, you know, he didn't have a lot of hunting him at the moment because he just used to go in that pen, that game, be there and running. So I got rid of him, and I beat myself up every time I think about it because when he did get on track, he was by far the first dog out every time.
Right.
But I just couldn't deal with he was just high strong, and my patience wasn't there at the time. I wasn't patient then as I was now.
I got you. That makes sense. I had and actually, your boy, you're my boy, actually, Craig Coghill, Eastview 88. He's got a dog that I used to have, an old Thriller dog. She was a good, solid dog, but man, she wouldn't run nothing on the outside.
Really?
She would. I mean, if she got on a Yoda or a fox on the outside, she'd hold on to him for a little bit, but nothing crazy. But you put her in a pen, and she was mean, man. She was mean. Craig loved her.
And I try to tell you guys, man, a dog knows they're in the pen.
Yep.
They know it. They can smell it. They can feel it. They know the difference when they're in the outside and in the pen. So, and I have seen guys that had. I'm be honest with you. Last time I had a dog, I puppy hunted him. His name was Maniac. I everywhere I went, I could not break top 5. I could not break over 5th. I was either 5th or 6th. I would bounce for them too.
Right.
But he was by far guys was coming to me like, man, he by far one of the best looking dogs. If he was just consistent, he could. If some of them high strung dogs lost it, he was there on the track. He'll pick it back. He'll go. But when deer season came, he ran a deer one time, and after that, they ran him in the lake. And after that, that was it. He would not run one. I take him to the fox pen, coyote pen. He would drive him. It came days where I would let the dog get the game up and moving, and I hold him, get close to him, and put him on it. He'll go in there and realize I'm not sure it smell different or what. He realize what it is, and he'll come on back out.
I want to take a second and talk about Frontline Optics real quick, guys. They are a sunglasses company that is owned and operated by frontline workers, fires and emergency services, guys. They have designed glasses with us in mind, with the frontline workers in mind, people that are out there using your sunglasses every day and don't want to break the bank and have a pair of sunglasses get broke and just be out of that that crazy amount of money. Guys, these are high quality polarized sunglasses that are durable, affordable, and ultimately represent our lifestyle. In addition to that, a portion of all proceeds from the sale of these glasses is donated to First Responders Children's Foundation. It is in support of those children who have lost a parent in the line of duty. How cool is that, guys? So, guys, check these guys out, frontlineoptics.com. Go to their website, and when you go to checkout, be sure to type in the promo code HoundsTales. That's TALES while you check out, and you'll receive 15% off your first purchase. Also, these guys have a first-time replacement, no questions asked program. be sure to check that out, guys. These guys are awesome. I can't thank them enough for jumping on board. And we'll get back to the show.
No kidding. No kidding. Hey, I seen a question I wanted you to touch on, me, and you can just touch on this. Brendan Johnson says, you say patience. What's your age limit breaking point to where if you don't see what you want, it's time to move on?
All right, so I started breaking dogs 5 to 6 months. So I give them a year and a half, 2 years, fairly.
Yep.
Fairly. I feel like it's fair. It's not. I know guys in my area, kids in my area, young guys in my area, and I know what their style of dog is.
Right.
I don't like track-minded dogs. That's not my style of dog. I will be honest with you. I tell people that all the time. I had never got a 100 score. Nowhere I went.
Well, that's because you run brother dog.
Matter of fact, I did get a 100 score. I got a 100 trailer score last year at Palmer Spring with a brother dog, Clay and Zanny. I did. But that was the first and last time she ever got a 100 score. But I never got a 100 score. You know, other than that one, never. And I tell people, I said, I don't run track-minded dogs. I said, that's just not my style. I like a heads-up catch-style dog, you know. Right. And I would never knock nobody who like track-minded dogs because you like what you like.
Yeah.
You know? So,
and I think that all depends where you're running and what you're running too. You know, if you're going down in North Carolina and running them coyotes, you know, you don't necessarily. I mean, obviously, a track dog is going to, you know, there's benefits to it. You know, that's a whole conversation we can have. But, you know, if you're up here running these foxes, you better have something that can hold a track.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, you know, and like I hunt in Carolina too. I live in Virginia, but I hunt in Carolina.
Right.
So we hunt near the lakes. The deer are plentiful.
Yeah.
So they go through there with the heads up, winding, get the game moving.
Right.
But when Virginia season come in, I come home. I'm not ashamed to say it. Yes, I have a hard time moving game because we got 200-300 acre blocks and it's not plentiful deer.
Right.
But it might take them 20-30 minutes to get it moving. But you know, they'll get it moving. After a while, if I run them 2 or 3 days, they'll settle down and hunt a little more. But
right.
I keep them in the box. I mean, I keep them in the pen from Saturday to Saturday, and I go deer hunt. They just heads up looking for them, and that's it. But, you know, I like a head hunting dog. That's what I like, you know. So, as long as it's not hitting the road and trying to do that crazy stuff, I like a heads up style dog.
So what's your at what point do you say, all right, I've given you enough time, you know?
Man, 2 years old, a year and a half, 2 years old.
Yep.
You got to pack your bags and give me your collar.
Yeah.
You got to. Yeah. Like I said, I have gave dogs to people that made amazing deer dogs.
Yeah.
They was track minded, could trail them up, jump them. You know, I sold a pup to a guy, and he told me, he said, man, he could trail one up from Charlotte Courthouse to Brook Neal.
Right.
He just wasn't my style.
Yeah.
I just, you know, and sometimes I'll be like, man, I should have kept them and just kept them for the outside, or just ran strictly foxes with them. But, you know, and I don't keep a lot of dogs after 2 years old.
Right. Right. You know, it's so funny too, because, you know, my dad, when, you know, like we talked about at the beginning, my dad was talking, like, he was like, you know, he's always been this, you know, you get a pack of hounds, you train them, that's your pack of hounds until they die. Like, that's it. So when we got to doing this, and, you know, we were talking about, you know, me and my kennel partner and just me and myself, and I was like, you know, this dog was almost 2 and it wasn't doing nothing for me. So I was like, all right, it's time to move. And my dad's like, it's only 2. It's still young, you know. It's still got plenty of time. I'm like, nah, not in this world. Not in this world. Maybe in the deer dog world, yeah, you can do that. You know, can do that because that's what he always says. He says a deer dog's prime age is from 2.5, 3 till they're 5 or 6. That's their prime deer dog age. That's when they got their mind right, they got their nose right, they got all that good stuff ready and rocking and rolling. But it's a whole lot different when you're in this field trial stuff.
Most definitely.
Well, I like that, Jake. I like that comment Jake just put in there. There's a big difference in a high school football star and a Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It makes it. Yeah,
that's a hell of an analogy. I like that.
Right. Yeah.
See, look right there. Look at Peyton's comment. That hunt was 2 years ago, and he remembers the daggone breeding off of what number it was. I don't know how he does that crap, but he can do it, man.
Wow. I don't think I never met Peyton, man.
Yeah. Man, you need to meet Peyton. Peyton's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. Me and him talk just about every day.
Okay.
Yep. So I want to pick your brain a little bit. I'm sure we'll get some more comments and stuff like that that we can kind of touch on. But on the Chase Live, what made you start it? What's your idea behind it? What made you start doing this?
I like to talk. And I love to talk about dogs. Like, I could talk about dogs all day. It's so bad sometimes my wife be like, man, is there anything else we can talk about? And I'm like, I try to talk about something else, and it always leads right back to breeding a dog. Our dog did this. It always leads back to. So I was like, well, maybe I should start a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I went and brought the mic. I went and brought everything. And I just couldn't put my head together to just do a podcast.
Right.
So my wife said, how about you just go Facebook Live or TikTok Live? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try Facebook Live. So the first time I got on Facebook Live, I had 300 viewers on live. And I was like, whoa.
Right.
And I stayed on it 2 hours. Longest I ever stayed. The first time I stayed on it 2 hours. And the crowd enjoyed it. We talked, we just talked. We talked to him. So I asked them, I said, hey, do you want me to make this a weekly thing? And they said, yeah. So ever since then, it's been a weekly thing unless something happens.
Right. Yeah. So, that's awesome. So what's your what's your goal behind it? Have you set a goal? Is it just a thing you're doing and you just enjoying it, for right now? And then maybe if it leads to something, then it does. Then guess what? What's your idea?
I'm just enjoying it. I just love doing it. It's just something I like. Just like the TikTok videos. I started off doing TikTok just for fun and got 1 million views and got 50,000 followers and got sponsors and stuff.
Right.
And just went off.
I love it.
Just took off, but I always took my community with me. So every time every year I try to get back to schools. I try to give back to the community. I try to give back to everything I can. Like I gave out book bags, man.
Right.
We do trunk or treat every year, so we just try to whatever we're blessed with, we try to bless everybody else.
I like that. So, I love that, man. And that's the excuse me. That's the heart of the houndsman right there.
Yeah.
Whenever people say, you always hear people say that the heart of the houndsman. That right there is it. That right there is definitely it. And I really do. I got a lot of respect for that, and I appreciate what you're doing. But man, don't slack up on this. Slack up on this, man. Enjoy it. Ride the ride, man. Ride the ride. I mean, it's a good thing you're doing. I really do. You seem every time I've watched. I can't tune in for the whole thing a lot of times, but man, every time I'm in there, you keep a good head on your shoulder, and it's really good stuff.
Right.
I agree, Reese. We definitely gotta keep the kids involved, man. That's the biggest thing, man. I seen was that your wife commenting there earlier? What's your wife's name?
Kwanzaa, like the holiday, but 1A.
You said truth, dogs, and you have never met a stranger. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Man, I tell you what, though, this chat's pretty full, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
You see anything in there you wanna touch on?
Man,
There's got to be something here.
Keep on disappearing. I know what I'm gonna hit on, and I hit it on in my life all the time.
Yeah.
Everybody loves dogs. We take care of dogs. Take care, dogs. Your dogs are healthy. Make sure your dog's healthy. Make sure they're worm. Make sure they're antibiotics. Also, make sure you're healthy. I know it's hard to do as a houndsman. You work Monday through Friday. You probably run 2 or 3 nights a week. Go to a hunt on Saturday. You might got another hunt for derby dogs Sunday or puppy hunt Sunday. Just make sure you, as a houndsman, as a human, take care of yourself. Especially, you will bring yourself down so quick, especially when you just running. And I always tell people that, just take time for your health.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very true. That's a good point. And you don't hear a lot of people talking about that either.
At all.
No. I mean, like I said, man, I mean, we ran last night, and I mean, luckily, I don't know if you got a kennel partner, if you work with anybody doing this stuff, but I got a running partner, and we split the nights up. I mean, I tell you what, that saved a lot of good stuff for me. And I got a little boy;
right.
He's 2 years old. He's wide open. I got a full-time job, a wife.
Right.
And it's tough, but getting that running partner that he's got the same drive, and if you can find somebody that matches that energy, man, that's golly. And man, you talk about saving some years on you. It really will. Because I mean, like last night, I take my dogs and I give them to him. He casts them at the halfway point. We swap off. I take the later half, and he watches. He gets the first half.
Right.
Now let's get a little bit of sleep before and a little bit of sleep after, and he gets a little bit of sleep after. For the most of the night.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like the teamwork.
Oh man, it helps so much, man. It helps so much.
I like that.
Let's see. Logan Roll, yeah, I agree, man. Running partners pick the slack up. I've seen one who said it earlier. Guys, I'm trying to I see Craig said Eastview 88 checking in on my nephew Ty.
That's Uncle Craig.
Man, let's see. Brendan, I appreciate the compliment, man. That I'll take a second and talk on here. There'll be a little section before the podcast I drop in the morning. I got that sportsmanship award this past weekend, and oh my gosh, man, there's a question right there we can touch on after I get done. I was not prepared, man. That was something that was voted on by everybody that was there, and they wanted me to give a speech, and I don't think I could have done it without getting emotional. So just everybody that was there that voted in on that, while I'm on here, I wanted to make sure I give a thank you to all that. So man, that was something special. I'll never forget it. All right, let's see. There we go. Where'd it go? Khalil, what do you look for in a dog? What kind of touch on
performance or looks?
Do both.
Oh man, I like looks. I like a taller dog. I like a dog that can taper out real nice. I like a dog, who, when you run him, he builds nice muscle. That's why I like appearance. Performance. The fastest, strongest person in the world ain't nothing without smarts.
Yeah. Yep. Got to be between these things.
If you can't think, it's hard to do anything. So the ability to use their brain is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't like a faster style dog. I run a faster style dog. I would tell people during hunting season, hey, I run a faster style dog, watch out. They be kind of close on the deer than normal dog.
Right.
I like a fast style dog. I like a dog that just looks classy, that just looks classy. You know, that's what I like. You know, I like a dog who's gonna get it there. You know, you don't have to have 100% hunt, but you need to at least go in there and try to win them. If you don't have to be nose down hunting, sucking up the leaves. As long as you go through there and you win it and you can pick it up in the air, that's what I like. If I see a dog that's no head now and they got leaves stuck to his face, I get bothered. It's just not my style of dog. It's just not. But I do want them to have enough hunt to be smart enough that he cut hard to the right, you know, or you know, because I hate seeing a dog, you know, that's winding a piece of game, man. The fox, the coyote, the deer, whatever, cut hard and dog still going. Then you see him make a whole loop and come back.
Right.
So, and I'll be honest with you, I run a lot of foxes now.
Right.
So I do that because it gives them a little more hunt.
Right.
That they need.
That's the thing.
You know, so.
Yeah. See, this is the way that I always describe people how I want a dog. You know, I got a lot of respect for the dogs that are stupid fast. You know, I got a lot of respect for it. But I would rather have a dog that averages 10 to 12 miles an hour and never misses that track than a dog that averages 13 to 15 and overshoots it every time the game makes a cross.
Right.
That's my style. That's my style. You know, I like a little bit more, kind of listening to what you're talking. I like a little bit more tracky than what you're talking. You know, you know, I like one that will slow it down just a touch, just enough to hang on to that track and never lose it. That way, if you got a judge like me out there, and if he blows a crossing up at the road, then if my dog can take it across, then I want to get that score. That's where I want to get them scores at. Where was one? Nathan Kern. So Nathan and a group of his buddies come and hunted with me this past year. I think some of them, it was their first time to come in deer dog hunting. And then there was, I think they brought somebody that had done it before and been in the foxpens and that kind of stuff and just wanted to get back at it again. Right. His question was, and this is obviously pertaining to deer dogs, not the field trial and stuff. Says, let me ask y'all this. Why not blue ticks? That's what I have for coon hunting, but don't hear much about them deer dog being a blue tick. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh man. I know guys that deer hunt blue ticks, and they serve their purpose. They really I'm gonna tell you, you know, I don't know about y'all, but here at home, after about the first 2 or 3 weeks of deer season, it started to get tough. You know, the game is starting to figure out what's going on. They're starting to change the patterns. So them guys, you know, the club to have blue ticks, red ticks, coon stock, black and tans, you know, they serve their purpose because, you know, we send 2 or 3 really track-minded dogs in there like blue ticks. I got guys from Southampton, man. They had blue ticks, man, and we sent 2 or 3 in there. They get the track moving, and they're packed to them. And I'm gonna tell you something. To me, it's nothing like hearing a pack of coon stalks just play the bass guitar the whole time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Them deep, oh man, them deep ball barks.
Yeah. So.
Yep. But I think you're hitting on something really good right there. I think you're hitting on something really good, and it kind of cued something in my head. You know, we talk about field trialing a lot on here, obviously, but well, that's it, Peyton. About a mile behind, you know, but the blue ticks are not known for speed. You know, you may hit a blue tick every now and then. It's got a gear, but it's not usually a thing. And I see you, Marshall, with them plots. I'm gonna let you handle them plots. I ain't touching them things. So I look at deer dogs, and field trial dog is a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
For me, obviously your thought and your idea behind a field trial dog is you want one good dog. You want one good dog. Obviously, anybody wants 5 good dogs, but they don't have to work together. To me, a good pack of deer dogs is one that benefits each other. You know what I mean? Like if you had, some of these guys will use some of these bird dogs. Good jump dogs, and run little tight blocks. You got your bird dogs for something like that. Then you could have a blue tick dog to get the chase going. Then you got 4 foxhounds behind it that when the chase gets going, they know how to stick that track and drive that sucker,
Most definitely.
But I think as far as the blue ticks individually as themselves, to me it's when I'm running a government goat, I want to drive that sucker. That's why I don't run beagles.
This is my model. I don't like to give him time to think. I want to jam him up. He need to just go.
Yeah,
that's my model.
Yep. And nothing against beagles or anything like that. Nothing against them. They have their purposes. You get a small block and want to bounce the deer row. That's it right there. It's perfect for a beagle. But I tell you, the last time I killed a deer in front of a beagle, I shot the deer, grabbed the deer, took it back to the truck, put it on the truck, walked back to where I shot it, and then the beagle showed up. I said, absolutely not. I said, absolutely not.
What? Wow. That's
that was
different.
Bad. It was bad.
Very.
Oh yeah, let's see. Man, trying to grab some of these questions in here, man. I'm enjoying this. Oh man, where was one? I like that comment, Khalil. You can't give a big buck time to think. I like that though. Keep that pressure on him.
He'll
keep that pressure on him.
Throw you something else.
Yep. I see a lot of people talk about plots. Let's talk plots, man.
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on live because it bothers me so bad. My dogs are not plots. It's not. They're not plots. They might go back to a plot with the colors. I'm not 100% sure, but they are July foxwalkers. I promise you. I go to places. People like, man, we get those plots. And it don't bother me, but my wife gets furious. She was like, they're not plots. They're foxwalkers. They're Julys, But I don't remember this. I wasn't field trialing then.
Right.
But I've seen pictures and heard people talk about it. Craig Collier had a plot. I forgot his name. They told me his name. I seen pictures of him. He was a deep dark red plot.
Right.
And he dominated the Southside Series.
Right.
Why? Because it was Palmer Springs is water.
Right.
So when the deer getting it back then, they didn't have boats in the water. Now you go to Palm Springs, Am here, they got boats running up and down. Deer want to hit the water, one try to get near creeks and stuff like that. So every time the game would get to a creek and throw the other dogs off, they said, man, that plot will come through there and just pick it up and just go.
Right.
And he was just racking up scores, and 2 or 3 years, man, that dog was hard to beat.
Right.
I can't think of the dog name. Craig, if he's on here, please tell me the dog name, because now it's gonna bother me.
Thor.
So
is Thor right?
Thor is. If that piece of game came through there, man, it was.
Yeah.
Thor had it.
You got a couple people in here talking about Thor. Yep.
That was Thor, and I heard that story forever.
But so here's I'm not a plot guy. Obviously they have their purposes. Bear. I see a lot of guys talking bear dogs. Every plot I've ever met is a mean son of a what.
Yeah.
God, them plots are mean. I've never met a nice plot dog. golly. But that's what I want to touch on after I get done saying this. The three quarter dogs. So here, I think I'm trying to think of how to word this. So I'll just give an example. My deer dog pack. The great grandma off of it was a purebred Treeing Walker, like registered 100% coonhound. I don't know where her papers ended up, but that's what she was.
Right.
But she would not touch a coon. Would not touch a coon. Would only drive a deer. So we can talk. We can talk back and forth on plots and walkers and beagles but it's like beagles. I mean, think about beagles. You got beagles that are born and bred to run rabbits. Then you got beagles that are born and bred to run a deer. Yep. I think it's where you're getting them from, and how you're expecting to get them. Logan. Logan's my cousin, and I do have some white dogs that are got a little spice to them. They're a little mean sometimes. Let's see. All right, Brendan, we'll get back to that question. I like that question. Let's talk three quarters. What's your thoughts on the three quarter dogs, man?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Mr. Larry up there at Flower Hill, who be there with Bill. Right. We ran some older dogs. Not older dogs. They were puppies the same age, but they were walkers.
Right.
July's.
Yeah.
Mr. Larry said, y'all can get me the first 2 hours. He said, after that, it's game time. First 2 hours, we were pulling them 3/4 around in the circle.
Right.
Hour 3 came. If them walkers would have slowed down, them beagles would have ran on top of them. It was crazy. But what I liked about them, if the fox, coyote, whatever, crossed and did a hard turn, that beagle came to there at full speed and just slid with his nose still down and kept going.
Yeah.
It was just crazy to watch. And like I said, I have never seen guys. I'm not gonna say they're not guys that do it, but I'm pretty sure they is. But there's no guys in my area that I know of that deer hunt with them things. Right. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, man, I bet they can just get down and just drive a goat because they still have a little speed and still got the nose. But if somebody got some 3/4 beagles that's driving a goat, you all right with me. You all right with me.
And I've always said if I wasn't field trialing, I would own a set of 3/4. I would own a set. No joke. I would own a set just because. And here's my thought behind it is, you get a set of 3/4. They're not, like you said, they're going to be fast. They're going to be enough to put a little pressure behind the deer, but they're not going to be so fast that they're going to run into the next county either.
Yep.
The way that deer hunting's getting, especially around here, man, it's like condense. You get these smaller blocks, man. I feel like a good 3/4 dog would be freaking perfect for a lot of the blocks that we run. Can I afford to feed another pack of dogs? Hell no. But
no.
I damn sure like to.
I want to take a second and talk to y'all about Chestnut Mountain Feed Company in Concord, Virginia. They are my go-to feed supply store. And if y'all are in the area or are even close to the area, y'all be sure to check these guys out. It is where I solely get my dog food from, my leashes and collars and stuff like that. And they also have some farm supplies as well if you're into that kind of thing. So y'all be sure to check these guys out. And like I said, in Concord, Virginia, and let them know that you were sent there by the Houndstales podcast and they have my seal of approval because they are the best feed store around, and they really, truly are a blessing to have. So, all right, guys, let's get back to the episode.
Let's see. Brendan, appreciate you joining, man. This is the first that we've ever done. I've done a live the other week, but the live man's on the other side of the screen right there. That's the live man. But so my motive behind starting all this, I'll kind of get a little selfish here and talk about that for just a second. You always hear a podcast. There's a lot of podcasts out there. Podcasts are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you never heard nobody, there was a lot of podcasts. Like there's a lot of great dog podcasts out there, like the Houndsman XP, the Journey, the Hunting Dog Public. There's a lot of good dog hunting stuff. But most of those guys are bear dogs, coon dogs. Joy's got a podcast. It's nothing but not to say nothing, but mostly coon dogs. Like everything is these tree dogs. And I'm like, man, there's nothing out here for us guys that are the pressure dogs. The deer dogs, the field trial dogs. And I was like, you know what? I and I didn't start field trialing until I think it was 2020, if I remember right. 2020, 2019, something like that. I was like, you know what, man? I thought it was a good idea to just kind of let people follow my journey and learning this stuff and growing in the sport. Talk about deer dogs. Talk about fox pen dogs, that kind of thing. And every time you turn around on Facebook, you always see this negative image of dog hunters and deer hunters and that kind of stuff, man. And I was like, man, if we don't start using the social media and podcast and platforms to we don't start using this to our advantage, we're going to let all the negative on this stuff. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the world lives off of freaking Facebook.
Yeah, it does.
It thrives on Facebook. If you see it on Facebook, then that's got to be the God's truth,
Definitely.
So I was like, man, that's I got to do. I just felt like I needed to do it, and I've been blessed, and I can't thank everybody enough that tunes in and listens, and I appreciate everybody.
Right.
It really has. It's been a journey, and I really do appreciate it. I hope I can continue to do it, and I hope I'm putting a good positive image out there for everybody. So
most definitely is. Most definitely.
I appreciate that. There's a few that I saw pop up. There's a fun one. What kind of feed are you feeding? What are you feeding?
Oh man. Depending what the puppies, like the puppies, I'm finna puppy hunt, or the outside field trial dogs, pin dogs, whatever I'm field trialing now, or the brood gyps, or
all right, let's talk your competitive dogs. Let's say your competition dogs. What's the ones that you're competing? What you feeding?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Same dogs that I deer hunt, same dogs on field trial.
Right.
I always get that off my trail. I'm not gonna say I can't afford to feed 2 packs of dogs. I just don't want to feed 2 packs of dogs. So
you're a smart man.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, I have sold or given away or just donated to younger kids, people getting into I have dogs, that was diehard hunters, like just could get it done, but they just want my style.
Right.
So man.
You ain't gotta be ashamed to tell people what you feeding.
Do I have a few dogs that I don't field trial? Yes, because they're kind of older, they'll slow down, but they're amazing deer dogs. On a competitive standpoint, I'm feeding Purina Pro Plan.
Gotcha. Very nice.
That would work for me. Yeah. I feed Purina Pro Plan, Dog Forte, and chicken.
Gotcha. I like it.
That's what I feed.
Well, you already know what I'm feeding.
Joy, yes sir. That's Joy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Joy, okay.
Yeah. Big time Joy, man. I love it, man. I love it, man.
Never fed Joy.
It is a little pricey. A lot of people talk about the price and that kind of thing. I think after tax, it's somewhere around the low 50s, but
low fit. A bag of Purina Pro Plan, one bag of one track was $96.
You need to get on this train. Come on, join the joy train right here, baby. Joy train. Come on, man. Look, I'm telling you, Bo, that to me, everybody's got their preference. Everybody's gonna everybody's gonna have this thing that they like and what works for them, and
Right.
But Joy has been an absolute freaking. It's been perfect for me. Dogs look healthy every time. I'll put it to you this way: I don't like telling people where I run. It's just because I don't like people freaking bugging me about trying to get in and run places. But Joy grain free, I don't know, Brendan. I don't know I think so. I think it is grain free, but don't quote me on that. But pretty much had a mini field trial Sunday and put 5 more hours of pressure on it last night. And they were bouncing at the lots today, ready to go.
Oh, wow.
And now I don't add nothing to it. I don't add nothing. Right. It's just straight Joy 24/20 blue bag.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I mean, they're usually one dropping a day. They poop once a day. It's solid, never bad. The coats are shiny. I mean, to me, it is the best food on the market. But like I said, and you don't have to feed as much.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, especially with switching from some other brands. I'm not gonna badmouth none of the other ones, but I switched I tried 2 other brands, and I didn't like where they were, and I switched it over, and I fed a lot less, and I get twice the outcome.
Right. Okay. I also feed Pride. It works for me.
Yep.
I like it. Pride, I feel like I was feeding Black Gold. After feeding Black Gold, they look bloated, and they really kind of sluggish after that for me. That was just me,
Yep.
So
yep. I'm with
that's why I stepped away from it. I won some the other day at a hunt, though, but did I feed it? Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't feed it to my competitive dogs, and I fed it to the Brew Gyps and the few that I just don't feel trial anymore.
Right.
But
right. The ones that really don't really matter,
Yeah. So
not that they don't matter, but they're prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like prime health is like it's okay. Yeah, they can avoid to have an upset stomach or something like that. Trying to go back and look and see. I feel like we missed a question or two somewhere around here. Man, let's see. I see Bowieville and Peyton were talking about Mr. Wade Lucy. You probably never. I don't know if you probably ever got to meet Wade.
No.
I got to meet him a handful of times, and I tell you, he was a dog man. It was a pleasure to talk to, a pleasure to be around, and I think Peyton's doing a good job of following in his footsteps and continuing his legacy. So, Mr. Lucy was a great guy. Let's see. You see any questions on here that you're
Let's see.
Trying to scroll around and see. I thought I saw some. Let's see. It won't let me go no further up. Come on, y'all. We're answering questions here. I mean, we're still peaking around 100 people in here.
Oh yeah. Who in your eyes is? I'm asking this. If I wrote it wrong, excuse me. Like when you think of houndsman, who comes to your head? What person? What 3 people that comes to your head when you said houndsman? Like you just said about Mr. Lucy. Just true houndsman. Yeah. When you think about that, what 3 people come to your head?
Golly. I tell you one that is, he's great. I went to school with him and I tell you what, the boy knows a freaking dog, and that's Tyler Mullins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tyler Mullins. That's one that it comes to my mind. He an absolute houndsman. If I promise you, if he's competing, and it's going to be something.
Right.
It's 100% going to be something. Excuse me. He knows how to look at a dog.
Right.
He can look at him. He knows how to keep him. Knows how to keep him straight. Knows what to do to keep him competitive. And then, man, you said 3. Oh man, you're gonna make it hard on me. Oh man. I tell you one. The more and more I talk to him, the more and more I have respect for him. Is Doug Fuqua. He's got. Yep. Man, I enjoy having that conversation with him. He's a heck of a houndsman. He really knows his stuff. He's not, he's, and I'm not saying these are top 3.
Yeah.
It's just,
definitely.
these are just guys that go when somebody, just you asking that question, these are some of the names. There's so many good houndsmen out there, man. I mean,
so many,
like, I've seen some names pop up like Lewis Callahan, old Boo Boo.
Hey, my neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, legend. You want to talk about somebody that knows how to make a dog, that knows how to hunt and trail, and that's Derek Doss. Derek Doss is good.
Okay.
He's from up this way. Golly, man, there's so many of them, and I feel like a lot of you younger guys are slept on too. After having conversation with Sky Scott, man, you could tell that man was a houndsman.
Most definitely.
Just listening to him talk, and man, it was. But I mean, look at all these names that are coming across the board here: Bruce Clyburn, Rodney Crisco, Nolan Eddie Atkins, Mike Hearn. I mean, these are all Frank Patterson. Frank Patterson just won a freaking hunt this weekend. I mean, there you go. And Kevin Meadows just said it right there. One of the most overlooked out there. Man, there's so many houndsmen out there, man. It's crazy. And then, we talked about at the beginning of this thing. I like hearing what people talk. You got your guys that are known across and got your big name in the sporting side.
Yeah.
But like you said, I feel like the ones that always get overlooked, and this is going to get a little it's going to get a little close to home. Your grandparents.
Right. Yeah.
Think about that,
Yeah, most definitely.
The guys that got you into it. There's a reason that you fell in love with it. And, there's a reason you fell in love with it. My grandpa was a houndsman. And if you ever get a chance to go back and listen to it, I did a podcast with Dennis Scott. And Dennis Scott hunted up here, hunted with my grandpa back before I was born, or either I was really, really young. And this is back when the deer population was real low up here. And, just hearing the old stories about how he would just go out there and turn the dogs loose. And if they got on a red or a gray, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if it was hunting season. He just wanted to listen to the dogs. He'd just pop up. He'd pop his old chair, lean back, roll the window down a little bit, and just listen and enjoy it, man. And I feel like, probably your, how was your grandpa? How was it? What kind of houndsman was he?
Man, he was incredible, man. To me, he was, he took pride in it. He instilled to us, man. A healthy dog is key. He always said that, man. It's crazy, man. My granddaddy fed table scraps and hog pellets.
Yeah.
a big 50-pound, 80-pound bag of hog pellets and table scraps. That's what he fed. He wanted them on the regular. I'll be honest with you, and he didn't run in the off season. When January came around, he put them up to about early October, and then he'll test and tune them at night, and that was it. He did 100 of them. January came, put them back up. I mean, it was what he did, and like you said, it been days when I got a little older, like middle school, and he never brought a gun. He never did 100 with a gun.
Right.
And I'm like, man, he just wanted to put on that chase.
I love it.
He just wanted me to get out, get on stand, but he just wanted to put on that chase. Excuse me.
There's a good question, Kevin Meadows. What makes a houndsman?
Man, somebody else asked me that on one of my posts, man, and I was stuck. I was stuck. One thing that bothers me, man, I'm not saying have anything. It has something to do with the question, but what bothers me is the guys who forget they have dogs after like a season is over with.
Yep.
That really bothers me because I feel like if you can't afford to feed them year round, or you don't want to feed them year round, you don't need to get them.
Right.
If you don't have the time, don't put yourself out there to be in that predicament, man. We already have a bad name as it is just because of bad apples.
Right.
So don't do anything that make us worse. And I'm big on policing my own.
Yeah. Yes.
Van Syke really put that in me, and I started looking at it a little more. And first thing I tell people, man, appearance is everything. Because you stop at gas station, get gas. First thing people want to look in your dog box. So I had a dog that is Houdini.
Yeah.
Get out, be gone.
Yeah. Right.
Weeks. And she come back looking rough. I do what I gotta do to get her back healthy. I don't care if it's middle or deal season. I'm not gonna let that dog lead a lot looking rough, raggedy, or anything. Because all it takes is you be at a gas station, you be at a stoplight going to a hunt, coming from a hunt, and the wrong person see that, take a picture, report it in, then dog hunters ashamed again.
Right.
So that's why it's just the small things that make a person healthy. Anybody can take care of a dog.
Right.
I feel like anybody can take care of a dog, but do you have the passion to take care of that dog?
Right.
We just had some of the rough rain we just had this week, and I don't care how much passion you had. You hated to go out there in that rain, but you had to because they got to eat. You loved them, and I'm like, man, pins was a wreck, everything. But at the end of the day, you had the passion to do it just because you love it. Some guys just said, man, we'll wait till tomorrow when it start raining. No, we're not gonna wait till tomorrow to start raining. We're going up. We can put the raincoat on. We can put these boots on.
That's
feed
it.
them. And we'll go ahead.
If you're competing.
Exactly.
If you're going to competition hunt, you don't know what the weather's going to be. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. I mean, look at Saturday. I mean, Saturday was miserable out there. And I was judging in that, and that was horrible. I mean, I've been in worse. Don't get me wrong, but man, you could tell what dogs have seen and ran in rain and what dogs hasn't.
Right.
So
just like, I seen Craig post a picture, and I was like, man, and I have a huge shout out to judges, man, because rain, snow, sleet, hail, hot days. Judges is out there judging. They're gonna do their thing.
That's it. So and I'll add to your to what you're talking about. To me, a houndsman, like you said, it's not the guy that I have little to no respect for guys that after the last day of hunting season, they put that lock on the door and that's it. They give them their food and water and that's all you got. I can't stand it. That's not a houndsman. That's a dog owner.
Yep.
You're just as bad as somebody that takes and puts any dog inside and makes him fat and 100 pounds. You're just as bad. I can't stand it. But to me, a houndsman, is somebody kind of like, you know, we talked about with our grandparents. It was about enjoying the sound of the hound. It's about not, it's about not, like you said, like you know, you touched on it, like not putting that bad image out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's about making sure that we are doing everything that we need to do to make ourselves look better. There's enough idiots out there, and that's just being blunt. There's enough idiots out there that are going to be posting these videos of doing all kinds of stupid stuff that I'm not even going to talk about on here. You know?
Yeah, you know, it just.
Right.
Wow.
Right. But, you know, the guys that are out there that are cleaning lots every day, worming their dogs on a routine, putting their time, money, and effort every day, rain, snow, sleet, hail out there, you know, that's your houndsman. That's your houndsman. I'll put it to you this way, and I'm not claiming to be the a world class houndsman by any means. That's not what I'm trying to do. You know, but this is, to me, this is where this is my opinion of a houndsman. I got a dog that I raised from birth. It's one of my deer dogs. It was the first deer dog that I raised by myself. It was my dog, my first pack. He's the last one left. It's my Vader dog. He's 6.5 years old, you know, and I can tell, you know, he's not at the end of his time by any means, but, you know, he's getting white in the muzzle and stuff like that. So it's time to start thinking about, when his time comes, what are you going to do? What I'm going to do is, when I know it's his time, you know, I'm going to go set him up to get him put down. And before I do that, before his appointment, I'm taking him out into the woods, and I'm going to go find a piece of game. And we'll go turn him loose on that piece of game and let him hit that cold trail, hit that bark, go out there and bump on it for a little bit. And then when he gets tired, I'm going to pick him up and take him and do what needs to be done. Take him to the vet and do what needs to be done. I want him to go out doing something that he'd love to do.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
You know, that to me is how a houndsman should treat a hound. It's you know, it is, you know, a houndsman should always try to keep a good image and that kind of stuff.
100%.
But treating your hounds and making them family and understanding that they're more than just a dog, that's your houndsman.
Yeah. And my problem is I get attached, man. I get attached to dogs.
Yeah.
And it is weird, you know. People be like, man, you really get attached to that dog? And man, man, when you take care of a dog, man, when you really, you know, like you have a passion for it, you get that dog love, man, you get attached to him.
Right.
So, you know,
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Like my wife said the other day, you know, she has a dog named Andy, brother dog. I posted a picture of her this morning.
Right.
And she started to get gray around the muzzle. She said, man, she said, I hate it. I said, what are you talking about? You hate what? She said, she said, it like the good ones, you just hit a fast forward button and they just go by so quick.
Right. Right.
So
I sent a question earlier. I sent a question. Ooh, that's a good one that Peyton just did and just commented on right there. You know, I want to talk about that one. Let's talk about that next. And if you just tell me when to cut it off, man. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. I'm enjoying the hell out of this.
Me too.
When you hear this, what do you feel? At IMAX, you'll feel transported by our unique sound system and crystal clear images. Like you're running across a desert planet or defending your city from a surprise invasion. With immersive IMAX sound and screens curved to show more, we take fans to the edge of their seats. Get tickets to Dune Part 2 now and experience it in IMAX's exclusive expanded aspect ratio.
So I seen a comment earlier that said, what do y'all do with dogs that don't run? And I'll start it off. Just because they won't run what I want it to run or run how I want to run or run at all doesn't mean that there's not somewhere they can go.
Yep. Yep.
It's not,
Thank you.
there are so many people out there that are looking for a family dog. I don't care what nobody says. These Walker dogs or Beagles, man,
Perfect.
perfect family dogs.
Yes.
Perfect
People
family
don't
dogs.
know that. I'm glad you spoke that, because people do not understand that.
I mean, I'm telling you, my
Perfect.
elevator dog, I'm telling you, man, you go into the pen right now, the first thing he's doing is coming up and like leaning up on you, jumping up on you. All he wants to do is be loved. When you put him in the woods, it's time to work.
That
And he knows it. But man, I'm telling you, that dog I promise you, I could probably bring that dog home right now, teach him how to not poop in the house, and he would probably make one hell of a house pet.
right. Hey, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And like you said, man, they make great companions. Like I said,
Yep.
we gave dogs away to people, but just because a dog won't do something for you don't mean it won't do it for somebody else.
Well, and think about what we talked about earlier too. That coon dog that my dad got. It was a tree. It was a tree walker.
Right.
Wouldn't tree a coon for nothing, and come over and lived her best life at my dad's house until she died.
Right.
So I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
No,
What's what you were going?
It's fine. Like I said, I have puppies that. Matter of fact, the last little puppies, I just broke Phil's trying to. She just would not click. She would not click for me.
Right.
Would not click. I pounded her, sent her back to the breaking pen, ran her myself, ran her by herself. She just wouldn't click. So I hit one of my buddies. I said, "Look, man, I know you got a lot of older dogs. Say you want some young dogs." I said, "Man, I got this pup. She's 9 months old, and I'm just getting frustrated." I said, "I'm getting to the point where I'm frustrated." I said, "So, do you want her?" He was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "Just come get her." That's all I said.
Right.
That was in September. No, that was in August. Remind you, we deer hunt in the Carolinas, so we started in October.
Right.
He came and got that puppy, 9 months old. I've been trying to break her since she was 5 months old, and she just would not go. And he came and got her in August, and first day of Carolina deer season, she was running.
No.
She was running.
No.
And he just said he put on deer, and that was what she would do.
Right.
She just wanted to run a goat.
Yep.
So I just, like I said, maybe I didn't give her enough time, or maybe she just didn't want to, do it for me. I don't know. Dogs are weird. Their personality, they have personality just like me and you. So people don't understand. Like, man, what do you mean a dog won't run for you? You must not been around dogs as much as you think you have. You don't understand dog personality. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So
that's it. And they act different around different people.
Yep.
Really
different.
And Khalil made a good point right there too, and it reminds me of a story. A buddy of mine had an old dog. I mean, had it for a while. 3 or 4 years. No, it's like 4 or 5 years, and it was starting to get some age on it. And I went over and seen him one day. I was like, "Well, where's this dog at?" And he's like, "Oh, I gave it to somebody else." I'm like, "A dog you've had for 4 or 5 years, you gave it away?" I was like, "That's kind of weird." He goes, "No." He said, "Listen." He's like, "This boy had dogs that needed something to follow behind and get trained behind. So that dog was going to do that boy and those fresh pups way more justice than just sitting and keeping, just slow, doing his thing and, whatever, just living his life out. That dog has a whole new purpose with this other owner and can train puppies for this guy."
Right.
You never know when those situations are going to arise. Bowie, boy, I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. Old Bowie.
If you hear the snoring, it's my old English bulldog. When I go live, he got to come in here and got to fall asleep.
I like it. Let's see. All right. How about this? Let's pick one more and talk on that, and then we'll cut her off. You want to talk on the judging foxhounds? Do you do any judging? Let's start there.
I judge a few hunts.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to get into judging hunts, and
okay.
I got to judge a hunt this weekend. I have to judge a hunt this weekend. So.
Okay, where are you judging at?
Taylor's Gym.
Oh man, yeah. You ever judge there?
Never been to Taste Inn.
Oh my God, man, I love it. Love it. It's one of my favorite pens to judge.
Really?
One of my favorite pens to judge. I love going down there, man. I absolutely love going down there. It is a blast. When you get in, you got your big wide area right there in the front. You'll see when you get there. And there's a road to the right and a road straight down the middle. I like going down that road straight down the middle.
Right.
Man, you get down there, it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day long, man.
Right.
Golly, it's so fun, man. You're going to have a blast. I absolutely love it. I absolutely.
Okay.
Oh man, let's see. If you haven't judged, well, let's see. Man.
Every man is a judge, though, because you judge your own dogs.
That's it. I've always said, I've always said, you want to see a good houndsman, go find a good judge. Yeah, usually some of your best judges are good houndsmen.
Huge shout out to Craig. Craig judges a lot of hunting.
Oh yeah,
he's an amazing dog hunter, owner, houndsman. He's amazing. I talked to him at a hunt, and we talked about an hour. That's how we became. I knew Craig before, but we never really interacted. Craig is an amazing judge and houndsman. So
right, yep. Gotta love old Craig. And let's kind of touch on Molnar, and I tell you what, Peyton Luce is the one that asked that question. You talk about two judges that I promise you they're going to give you every freaking thing that they can give you. If you see them two names right there on the judge list when you walk to a pen, you're going to get everything that you can get out of those guys. I promise you. Two of the best. Yeah. See, I mean, even Khalil knows. Them two right there, some of the best judges to judge around. They're so fun. They're good at what they do. They know the game. They know how it's done. They know how to get in front of a crossing. And they're willing to teach you and help you learn, too.
Right.
Peyton's one of the guys that really helped me a lot on the judging side and still does to this day. Me and him talk about it all the time. If there's questions or if we're judging together, and I got questions or if he's got questions, that's that's who we go to, man. But appreciate you coming on there, Reese. Everybody that's on there, man. It's been fun. But so, man, I haven't judged a whole lot on coyotes to really, I mean, I know how to judge on a coyote, don't get me wrong. I guess the biggest difference that I know of, I mean, I don't know what all of you've judged on. To me, the biggest difference is, gosh, Peyton. I mean, there's not a lot of movement. You can legit pick a spot, and they're going to come by you.
Yeah.
They're going to
most definitely
come by you.
And like I said, if I run a pen, it's a coyote pen. I very seldom run fox pens. Like, I got fox pens 8 miles from my house. I've rented once, but I always go to Carolina. That's just
right.
I prefer the coyote style running. Like I said, I run heads up dogs, so I prefer the coyote style running.
Yeah, right. Yep.
But I have, like I have judge hunts, and the biggest thing that I do, I'm going to be fast possible. The first hunt I ever judged was a buddy hunt.
Yeah.
Me and the guy had a little issue.
Yeah.
I'm not scoring a dog that's coming down the path to the chase, then getting in it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely.
And he got kind of in his feelings about it. I'm like, buddy, no.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. And like I say, one of my mentors, we don't talk much as we used to Neil Clayton. He taught me how to judge. He taught me how to the basic fundamentals. I didn't know I never been to a buddy house. I was like, man, be buddies there or something. He said, "Nah, man, you can judge." I got dogs in the hunt. He said, "So did everybody else." I said, "What?" And it just started from there. And like I said, I judged 2 or 3 hunts. My wife has a group called East Coast Houndsmen, and they host hunts. So my wife's not gonna let me get out of judging. So it's just something that I'm just starting to do, and like I said, I really do enjoy it. It just
I love judging, man. I
tell guys, they're like, man, you like judges, and man, I don't care if it's your hounds, my hounds, Johnny hounds, Buck's hounds. Hounds is hounds. I just want to hear him run. See some crosses, see some game.
The best part about judging is when the hunt's over, you're done. You get to go. You get to go back to the hotel. You get to go home.
Go to the Giants. Most definitely.
All right, I see one I want to hit real quick before we finish up.
Okay.
How do you score a swinging dog? A dog that's swinging off the track.
Man, oh boy, you talk about the coyote cross right here, the dog come out right here. Man, I hear it different things. I know some guys say they give 4 foot. I said 4 foot. That's a lot. I try to give them
the rule. I think the rule is 30 feet. Yep, I'm pretty sure somebody may have to correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that the rule by the book is 30 feet. Either side.
Wow.
Yep, 30 feet either side. So I'm gonna tell you, and like Peyton said, I'm gonna 30 feet. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna tell you how I see it. I'm gonna tell you this is how I do it. If the lead dog comes in and he's off track, within the 30 feet, 10, 15, whatever, the closer the better. I'm going to judge that dog like he's supposed to be. It's supposed to be judged. If he comes out, if he's lead dog, he's 100% lead dog. He comes off just a little bit off track. I'm going to hit him as they're coming out of the woods.
Right.
But, and this happens, I think, more in fox races than it does in coyote races. Yeah. Usually your coyote races are a little smaller, 4 or 5 dog, groups instead of, you go to somewhere like Billy Pools or Hollywood, you're catching, 15 to 20 dogs in a pack.
Wow.
So if you got dogs that are coming really, really close to each other, like one side by side, I'm judging the dog who's the most deadly. I'm judging the dog that came out exactly where that game came out.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. And I'm going to judge that line that comes out of that. I'm going to judge who was the most accurate at that time. If they're all coming out side by side, if they're all coming out, really, really close on top of each other. If the lead dog come out, if the lead dog come out and was dead nuts on it, everybody that followed that exact path behind it is getting scored. Anybody that's swinging on it is out of it.
Right.
It's not. I know how the rules read, and like Peyton said, in the woods, man, you get in the woods, you're gonna get them dead on track. When you get on that road, that's when they start swinging and trying to cut. Right. To me, the dog that's, the dogs that are coming in and off the track just by a few feet, or a couple feet, couple yards, whatever you want to look at it, they're not running the track no more. They're not running the game. They're trying to get to the front. They're trying to cut to the front. That's what they need to do to get to the front. If that's what they want to do is get in the front, that's what they need to do it. But the next judge down the road better get them, because I'm not going to score them.
Yeah. I agree with you.
All right, man. Well, we're getting almost at 10 o'clock here. I really do appreciate you doing this, man. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I definitely, if you ever want to have me on your side, I'd be glad to join you one week.
most definitely
We can do it
reach
again, man. We can do it again for sure. But anything that you wanna say, address before we get off here, man?
Yes. Be on a huge lookout. I just made some big steps in life. I'm opening my own store. Really
Nice.
soon. Like I tell everybody that said, what makes your store be different than anybody else? I'm trying to help the working man. It's hard to get to a store that closes at 5. You get off at 4:30. You get off at 4:00. So I was gonna be to 7. Like I said, later the better for the working man. And we're also gonna do delivery. So if you order 10 or more bags of dog food, we'll deliver them to you. So when you order them 10 or more bags of dog food, anything else in the store you need can also be delivered. No matter if it's warmer, field trial blankets, anything you need delivered. And there's something else we're doing different than most stores. On Saturdays, when deer season, we're gonna be open at 6 because I don't know how many times you had a problem or I have a problem or anybody else. Sometimes you just get down there to the lot to pair a collar and it just will not act right.
Right.
So hopefully we just got the legal paperwork done.
Awesome.
And we're just doing everything we need to do, and hopefully by June everything's be in full effect. And I'm praying that it be well. Like I said, I got a lot of big events coming up real
That's
soon.
awesome.
So
I love it, man.
y'all be on the lookout. And thank you, James, so much.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, and congratulations on the store, man. That's a dream of mine, to own something, to own and operate something like that. So that's huge, man. Congratulations, and you got a name for it yet? Are you ready to release the name of it, or?
Yes, KNT Outfitters and Hound Supply. So Kwanzaa and Ty.
I like it. I don't know. I kind of like my mama said, Hound Supply.
And she wouldn't let. Hey, I wanted that day. She wouldn't let me do it. She said, "No, it's not going to be that." Even my mom won't with that.
I love it.
My mom was not with it either.
I love it. Well, congratulations, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hey, keep doing what you're doing on your side too. These lives, man, they're cool stuff. It's I think it's good for the community. I think it's a good thing you're doing, brother. And I want to give a big shout out to Nick. That's a comment right there. He's part of Cajun Lights. Appreciate them coming on board. Big shout out to Cajun Lights and Frontline Optics. It's been what's up here on my head the entire time. And I appreciate y'all coming on. So thanks, guys, and thank you again, Ty. Good luck with your future, buddy. And I appreciate it, everybody. Y'all have a good one. All right.
See you later.
Happy hunting.
Same to you.